Good night to all. Hope you guys are doing okay. Muy buenas noches. Vamos a darle un par de minutos para a ver, darle tiempo a la gente que se conecte. We're going to give it a couple minutes. Give some time to people to connect. Hope you guys are doing great tonight. So good night to all. Hope you guys are doing okay tonight. This is retired Command Sergeant Major Ed Centeno here again. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. We're gonna do another training video tonight, and tonight I want to start a little bit different. I want to start with saying that I had time today to say goodbye to one of my good friends, and I'll talk about that in a second. But you can find me at Etching Consulting, at etchingconsultation.com. That's my website. If you want to send me a private message there, you have any questions about the topics that we're talking about, you can find me there. Also, you can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. So before I forget again, I want to thank my wife, one of our best sponsors over here. Also want to talk about her website is up and running. So for those ladies out there that like to dress fancy and pretty, you can find her at 7heavenboutique.com. Again, 7heavenboutique.com. You can find their merchandise. You can find also on her website, on Facebook, and you can send her a message, and she's having live pretty much every week. So with that, I want to start with a different topic tonight. And again, I went to say goodbye to one of my good friends tonight, and that pretty much brought a different perspective, of stuff that we go through. And those who know me that serve with me, and I have the privilege to serve with you. I mean, I take this really personal, because I really, really feel for the families, that lost a family member, service member, and in his heart. I mean, the family was really appreciative of us being there. But I just want to talk before I start, and I want to talk about a little bit about First Class Pabon, and I put his flyer here. But I want to just to talk briefly about his biography, and I want to talk about service and why do we serve, and I'm going to give you the reason why do I serve, okay? And I want you to think, those service members out there, why do we serve this great country? And Simon First Class Pabon, he served, and I'm going to read a part of his bio here so you understand what I'm talking about, just a portion. He says, as a young man, Gerardo Pabon Velasquez went to join the U.S. Army and served for 36 years. So he served for 36 years to this nation. And he retired in 2012. A man of dedication, he continued his active service by joining the police department of Puerto Rico, where he served for 18 years. So here's a man that all he did in his life was serve. I mean, you're talking about 30 plus years of service. And that brought to my memory, why do we serve? And I'm talking about those service members are there. And I'm going to talk about the reason that I serve. okay? And I'm gonna speak about my heart here, from my heart. Because I think it's important for us to understand that a lot of people serve because they believe in this country, because they believe in the freedom of this country. And that is the reason I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to help veterans out there because I understand what service is. I've been there and I've done that. So I want to tell you what I serve. I serve because I believe in the freedom of this country. I really do. This country has given me an opportunity to grow. This country has given me an opportunity to get an education. And I still believe in the freedom of this country. So that's one of the reasons that I serve. Second reason that I serve, because I serve with people beside me in service, in combat, and in many other occasions that despite their color of the skin, their sex orientation, their race, ethnicity, they also believe and fought beside me for the freedoms that we enjoy. That's another reason that I serve. That despite what you believe, this country brings us together to unite us, and this is how we become the United States of America. So that's the reason, or one of the reasons that I serve. We all most appreciate those that serve and those that still serving. It has nothing to do that we are better than nobody, but we have to respect that for people that are willing to die to enjoy this freedom that we enjoy in this country. I still believe in this country, and I think this is the greatest country in planet Earth. And I believe and I embrace freedom. So with that, I want to talk, I really want to talk about that because it really touched me these last 2 days, and to see how we as service members, a lot of times we struggle even to get the help, even from the own government, because the system is designed that if you don't know how to work it, the system will work you, and you will not be able to get the benefit that you deserve. And that is the reasons that I'm doing what I'm doing. So tonight I'm gonna try to be brief, but we're gonna talk about a specific topic tonight. And what I've been doing the last couple of weeks, I'm still doing VA claims. I have helped 2 service members here in the last couple of weeks. There's a lot of people asking me questions about how to get help. Again, I am not a lawyer, and I always repeat that from the bottom of my heart. I am not representing any government entity or agency. This is completely based on my experience, and all I want to do is help service members. So with that said, I want you to make me a promise over here tonight, and I'm talking about those that I serve with. If you live in the Central Florida area, and I want you to promise me that you can tell a family member, it could be your wife, it could be a daughter, son, a family member, that if you feel that when you're gonna pass this earth that you need support, that they can contact me. You know me. Most of you have my phone number. I thought about going to Pabon's service, and it was tough for me because I know a lot of people work, and I know a lot of people couldn't make it. But for me, I saw the importance when I saw the wife, how she saw us, and she was happy because one of the stuff that she said, and Pabon's sons and daughters says, he loved the military. So I think the least we can do is show appreciation by at least showing up. And I'm talking about from my heart. I'm not demanding from nobody. I'm talking, so please, if you want to have representation in your funeral, give your family member my information, and I will do my best. I am telling you, you guys know me from my heart. I will do my best to be there if I can. That's what I did in the last 2 days. And I tell you, it paid off in a way of a gratitude that I saw how much I appreciate it. So that's what we do. We help service members, okay? Before I go into the topic tonight, I'm going to talk about different stuff here. We're going to talk about how to navigate. We're going to talk a little bit about resumes, federal resumes, and how to navigate to the USA Jobs website. I'm going to try to be brief, then I transition to Spanish. But before I go into that, I'm going to talk about the importance of your military document. And when I'm talking about military documents, I'm talking about living wills, DD-214s. I'm talking about life insurances, because just going through this process with San Pabon, the family needed some help, and I'm grateful that we have people that was able to help. I mean, you have a lot of VA representatives, you have Veteran Affairs, you have a lot of entities out there that help veterans, but I'm talking about how we can help each other. So it's important for you out there that you know when you let a family member know where these documents are at, because I am telling you, you never know when this is going to happen, and unfortunately we have to be ready. I told a lot of, I don't know if I talked about this before, but I do have a binder for my wife, and I have it in a special place. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna go away tomorrow, but this is our responsibility to make sure our family members are taken care of. So you can put all your documents there, and you can actually let somebody know where those documents are, because they're gonna need these documents. They're really, really important. And I'm talking about marriage certificates, life insurance policies, living wills, and important military documents. Okay. Another point that I want to cover before I go to the topic tonight is some concerns about how does PTSD or a post-traumatic stress disorder affect me in a job. And I'm going to put here some information that I found, okay? Some information that I found, and there's different variants here that could affect you, okay? And I want you to think about this, because the question came up, and it has come up over and over again. And there's two things here that could affect you. Number one, are you already on the job and you started having symptoms after you were already on a job? I mean, it could be any kind of job, a federal job, even a law enforcement job. So you have to understand that, because there's a question there, and that was the question that was brought up to me. What happened if I'm already on a law enforcement job? So if you're already on it and you start having symptoms after, because a lot of times we don't have symptoms when we come from combat. I mean, those of these, and I'm not a doctor, by the way, this is just based on experience. A lot of those symptoms show up after, and it could be a year, 2 years. I mean, it could spend a lot of time and we don't reflect those symptoms. But if you're already on the job, you're protected by many laws. And I'm gonna read some of the stuff that I found, okay? Put my glasses here, and it says here, can I continue to work? And this is all found online. This is based on the government website, and it says here, the ability to continue working with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, is often dependent on the severity, frequency, and duration of the symptoms you experience, including how common and pronounced your episodes or flashbacks or the trigger events are. So again, every scenario is different, and that's the reason you have and you need a doctor, okay? And I told you before, and I did a video about this, and it's really important for you to understand this again, and I'll cover it again. And he talked about the totally disabled based on individual unemployability. We talked about that. That's also known as IU. So this is defined by VA, unemployable as not being capable of obtaining and secure substantially gainful employment, which is employment that encompasses you above the poverty level. As such, the first requirement for TDIU is to be unemployable. But who does this? Where the doctor does this. But my point to this is you have a responsibility to understand your symptoms. You are the one that knows that you can work or not, but a doctor or a professional, when he does a study on you, then he can say, you know what, this person is deemed to work, and it's based on the kind of work that you do. So that's the first part. The second part, yes, it can affect you if you're gonna apply for a job for like law enforcement and you have a high percentage of PTSD. We talked about that before. But a lot of jobs, you know, they have to go to a vetting process to make sure that you can perform the duties and you can also be cleared to carry a firearms. So there's a lot of factors here. Every scenario is different. I'm talking about based on experience. So you have to understand this and you have to make sure that you answer the questionnaire correctly. And if you need any help, you can send me a private message. I can give you my advice. This is based on experience. I'm not a lawyer. I am not a doctor. But I'm telling you on my experience, because I do have a combination and I am still working like I told you guys before. So before I'm gonna go now into the topic tonight, a couple things. Federal resumes, okay? And I'm gonna pop here my PowerPoint for USA Jobs. So federal resumes, and I can help you with that too. You know, you're applying for a federal job, okay? And that's what USA Jobs comes in. So federal resumes are a little bit different because you have to make sure that when you go into USA Jobs, you actually are applying for a job that you can qualify. Couple things here, and I'll go to the some of these slides here, but education is one of the requirements in some of the jobs. In some jobs, you can use a combination of education and military experience. That was my case when I joined the civilian federal force. Some other jobs require a higher education. Some other jobs require a higher experience. So it depends the kind of job that you're applying for. So here, we're gonna go into the LOUD website, but here are some basic searches that you do on USA Jobs. Again, we are in USA Jobs. This has to do with federal jobs and how to apply for federal jobs. So a basic thing when you go into USA Jobs, and you can test it while you're watching this video, is you can search by different categories. So the different categories can be agency or can be an actual job, and I'm gonna do a couple of searches here in a second so I can show you. But you have to know which kind of job you're applying for depending in your education, right? The kind of experience that you have. So you can put in there the job series. It could be like criminal investigator. I'm talking about law enforcement jobs, IT, work, communications. They have all kind of jobs in there, mission support, all that kind of stuff in there. And that's how you actually search for jobs. And also in location, you can actually put radius in how far you want to go out by state. You can break it down in different you know, categories. This is categories here again. You can search by different categories. Eligibility, that's gonna be in the actual opening of the job. And it's gonna start telling you what kind of job it is, if it's temporary, if it's permanent, if it's competitive. And also there's one important part here for veterans. I talked about VRA here for a second. This is really, really important. What is VRA? What does it do? Well, VRA is called Veterans Recruitment Appointment, VRA. What this is pretty much an opening giving benefits or preference to veterans, okay? It's an expected authority to allow an agency to a non-competitive appoint an eligible veteran if you, and this is some of the qualifications, served during a war or are in receipt of a campaign badge for service in a campaign or expedition, or are a disabled veteran, or are in receipt of an armed service medal, including the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, for participation in a military operation, or are a recently separated veteran between 3 years of discharge and separated under honorable discharge conditions. So we all know that you have to be, you know, discharged in that kind of terms. So that's what VRA is, and a lot of jobs for veterans out there, they have the VRA, meaning that you're getting preference, and they put you above of everybody else that are applying for the position. So that's really important for you to understand. Again, we're talking about the searches in this particular slide here, talking about logistic management officer. And actually, if you find a position, it'll tell you this one in this case is in Fort Gordon, Georgia. This is with the Department of Defense or Department of the Army. And you can actually start looking at the qualifications, how far you're willing to search the position for. So this is the actual announcement right here. Again, this is from the Department of the Army. And this one is a human resources specialist recruitment, okay? This is the overview, and you can find this in the actual USA Jobs and that particular job that you're looking for. All right, and this is what I'm telling you, that you have to make sure that you build your resume that fits, you know, the vacancy that you're gonna apply for, and that's how I can help you. I mean, this is my fourth agency, so I know how to do it. I know how the system works. This is about the position. This is pretty much talking about the level, GS level, you know, so this is how much you're gonna get paid. Also, there are categories of GS levels. For example, special agent criminal investigators at 1811. You have also 1801 positions, 1805 positions, and those have different descriptions of the kind of job and duties that you're gonna perform, okay? Who can apply also, I talked about that. And this is again talking about Department of the Army, recent graduates program eligible. So you have to see the requirements for the actual opening. This is the duties, this is the stuff that you're gonna be doing in the job, and this is the stuff again that you read to make sure you can do these duties and you can match your resume to match the position you're gonna apply for, all right? Required qualifications, this is some of the qualifications based on experience and education, and for every GS level, it's probably gonna ask you for different qualification that you have to have in order for you to apply or qualify for the job. This is how to apply. So this is how you apply for the position. And again, there's two different ways to do a resume. You can actually do a resume and I can help you with a resume, or you can actually build a resume on USA Jobs. Okay, and I omitted that part because I didn't want to take longer on this video, but there's two ways. Again, you can build it, or you can have your resume already and upload it. So in order to use USA Jobs, you have to create an account. That's pretty obvious. It's pretty much self-explanatory how you create an account. If you need help with that, also contact me. I can help you with that. And also you have to understand, but those military members that are still in the service, I recommend you and I behoove you to actually apply for these jobs at least a year out. Okay, some of these jobs takes time to actually to go through the pipeline, and some of these jobs are what is called entry-level positions, which you have to go to an academy or some kind of training. You have to get a background investigation, and that takes time. So I give you an example. When I got out, I give you my experience, okay? I got out with 12 years active duty. I was applying for a lot of jobs while I was deployed in my last deployment, and I had probably like a year left in my contract. So I started applying for all these jobs, but I did it before my contract from the military was over. So that gives you an opportunity to actually to search and look for jobs, okay? So you could do that. You can apply for a job earlier because a lot of these jobs take some time, okay? This is the application process right here. We talked about the resume. We talked about the supporting documents, DD-214s, transcripts from school. If you have a degree already, you know, have your diploma, all those documents are important for you to upload when you're applying for the information, because that's gonna meet the requirements for that position, okay? Submitting your resume with your application, a lot of this stuff is self-explanatory. If you need any help, you can contact me. This is the part that I told you that you can either create your resume, upload it, I can help you with that, or you can actually create the resume on the system. This is the application process, how the applications get vetted. Remember, when I talk to you about VRA, you have those VRAs, veterans out there, when you apply, you start uploading your D214s and stuff that give you extra points for the position. So you get pretty much preference. This is, once you start applying for the application, it's gonna take you, every agency has their own way to qualify you or to vet your resume or application, and it's gonna take you through another website. And it's gonna be a questionnaire that you answer questions there. You see over here the application questionnaire, and that's how you answer all the questions. If you have any questions for a specific job that you're applying for, you can let me know and I can help you with that too. And this is specific for the agency that you're applying for. Once you apply for the position, it's pretty much a couple of things are gonna happen here. Human resources is gonna review the packet for completion. They're going to review the minimum qualifications, and a lot of this stuff is done by the system. The system vet everything, and it goes through a vetting process. Picked up some keywords, and actually it gave you a score, and then they find the best qualified candidates, and they send that list to the hiring manager for consideration. So you should get an email, or you should get some kind of letter for those entry-level positions. If you took a test, for example, I did customs. I did Department of Energy. So some of those agencies you have to take a test. So in this process, that's what is called an entry-level position. They'll send you the scores of the test. They say you pass the test, so you qualify, and you start getting correspondence of your job. And every agency is different. Okay, I'm just telling you about based on my experience. So sent to the hiring manager to conduct interviews and make a selection. That's part of the process. If you didn't make the cut, your application will get vetted, right? And they give you a score, but you're not sent, or you are not deemed as a best qualified candidate. So that means you didn't make the cut. Okay, that's what that means. But they're supposed to vet your resume. Okay. Human resources specialists will extend a tentative job offer. This is when actually they offer you a job, and then they give you an employment offer. And based on the kind of job that you're applying for those entry-level positions, those are the one pretty much that you have to go to an academy, some kind of training. They will call you and they will offer you positions in different places. You have to make a decision where you want to go based on your availability. Okay. So that's pretty much how that works. And then also it has the information of if you want to send a question to the hiring, who is hiring. So I put a couple of scenarios here. Again, this is the live, and you can go here. For example, I put some examples here. I'm gonna search for mission support specialist, okay? And mission support specialist is pretty much, mission support is like, I wouldn't say secretary, but they do a lot of paperwork, for agencies and for the military, like S1, this will be an S1. So if you see here, is some that I found mission support, this is with CIS. So you click there and then it tells you the overview. Again, we talked about the duties. We talked about what kind of job, who can apply. If you can see here, it says internal to an agency. That means that only people already in CIS can apply for. And also the career transition. So you can see the kind of job and what are you looking for. Now, another point that I want to point out is you can set, once you create your account on USA Jobs, you can actually set it up for them to send you emails when a job that you're looking for is open. Okay, that's another thing you can do. So you'll have your resume ready and all you have to do is just upload it and apply for it. So you don't have to be on USA Jobs every day. I did it when I applied for all these jobs, and I was on USA Jobs every day, okay? And that's how I got where I'm at, okay? So another example here, talked about criminal investigator. So this one right here is open to the public. You see that? So this one right now, this one is open to the public. It tells you here the overview, the duties. the minimum qualifications, the age requirement, because some of these jobs, if it's a cover law enforcement position, is an age requirement. It has a full potential of promotion. This is GS-13. A security clearance that you're gonna be required, and of course they'll do all that. You see what I told you about the series? These are 1811, and that's pretty much investigations. Okay, so that's pretty much in a nutshell. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I can help you out to apply for positions. That's what I'm here for, especially for those service members that are still in the service. I am telling you, not only federal jobs, I can also help you doing resumes for any other kind of job, but I am telling you, the benefits are great. I always tell people, you know, the greatest thing about working for the government is, I'm telling you, and I tell this to people, if you really want to make money, there's many different ways to make money. But the government actually gave you good benefits and a good retirement, you know, so that's something that you have to think about. And of course, if you already did your 20 years, you might want to think of when you want to get out to actually, if you want to start another career. I got out and I was 32 years old already, okay? So the cutoff for the job that I applied for, or the job that I applied for, it was 37, and with a waiver, I think is 40, if I'm not mistaken, for a military waiver. So that's another reason I got out early, because I wanted to make sure that I could pursue another retirement, and that's how I did it. I mean, I'm not telling you about that is the way, but that's a way I did it, and I'm telling you, I don't regret it a bit, guys. I mean, I don't regret it a bit. At the end of the day, you get 2 retirements, and you're gonna be set. So again, short video. I'll transition to Spanish here in a second. If you have any questions, again, USA jobs, federal jobs, let me know. I can help you out. Those are watching, Campos, thank you, my brother. I know you're still in the service, so you need any help, brother, let me know. I know Rob, man, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. And I know we haven't talked in a while, man, been super busy, but listen, you need any help, I'm here to help. I'm retired from the military. I'm still working in civilian capacity, but I have like 4 years, some change to retire, and I can't wait, because this is what I really want to do. I want to start reaching out to veterans and actually to put in the time to help veterans out there. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can shoot me an email, my Facebook, private message, or you can go to my website and send me a private message at ettingconsultation.com, and you can send me a private message. So again, thank you all. God bless you all, man, and hope you guys are doing okay. I'm going to translate to Spanish now. You're more than welcome to stay here, but if not, salute you, brothers. So take care. Muy buenas noches, el sargento mayor aquí de retirado de comando, Ed Centeno. Sé que un par de personas se conectaron. Tengo a mi pana ahí, Cabán. Estuve en el servicio de nuestro hermano Pavón, y de verdad que la esposa estaba bien agradecida, y sus hijos, de verdad que me tocó mucho, porque algunas veces nosotros mismos tenemos que ayudarnos, y de verdad que me dolió que no era que no había representación militar, porque sé decir que la había, pero es el sistema, en mi opinión, el sistema, necesitamos hacer más. So de verdad que me tocó. Pero nada, estuve allí y de verdad que la pasé. Empecé el programa en inglés, obviamente leyendo una parte de su biografía. Sargento primera clase Cabán sirvió sobre 36 años en servicio activo, y también fue policía en Puerto Rico por 18 años. So he served his country for a long time. So I really know the guy served, you know, and he will be missed, you know, and prayers to the family. So esta noche vamos a hablar rápido. Estamos hablando de resúmenes federales, y también de cómo navegar por la página de USA Jobs. Pero antes de empezar, habían unas preguntas que habían salido en en otros programas pasados y entonces una de las preguntas nuevas que me estaban preguntando es, para aclarar esto, es que si puedo trabajar teniendo PTSD o Post Traumatic Stress Disorder, o qué sucede cuando ya estoy en el trabajo y tengo un diagnóstico de PTSD crónico. Entonces, pues esto yo le voy a hablar mi opinión. Yo no soy un doctor, yo no soy ningún psiquiatra, ¿verdad? Mental. Pero esta información yo la conseguí porque hay muchos que tienen miedo y la voy a leer aquí. Y dice que, la voy a traducir, que si puedo continuar trabajando si tengo PTSD. Y dice, la habilidad de continuar trabajando con esta condición de PTSD depende en la severidad, la frecuencia, la duración y los síntomas que has experimentado o que experimentas. Esto incluye el pronóstico, los episodios que tienes del suceso que sucedió y que obviamente afecta, y lo que significa ahí qué cosas afectan. Por ejemplo, una persona que estuvo en una explosión, obviamente, o estuvo en comunicación de radios, pues no puede trabajar en un centro de mando de radios porque eso le afecta. Pero entonces estaba hablando que cada situación es diferente, que personas que van a aplicar para un trabajo no se tienen que intimidar por esto porque nosotros somos protegidos por la ley. Pero ¿qué sucede cuando ya estás en el trabajo? Pues tú estás protegido en el trabajo. También vino la pregunta, ¿qué pasa si soy policía o trabajo en el field de policía, ¿verdad? Pues entonces obviamente pues uno tiene que buscar información y uno tiene que buscar ayuda. Pero el punto aquí es que uno está protegido por leyes federales, ¿ok? Que tiene que haber un proceso y la agencia tiene que ayudarte si ya tú estás. Si cuando vas a aplicar y todavía no estás en el servicio y tienes esta condición, hay preguntas específicas que te van a preguntar, ¿ok? Que tienen que ver si tienes problemas o has visto a un doctor de salud mental, y obviamente tú puedes poner que sí, y va a haber un proceso en el que te vas a estudiar y te van a ver si estás cualificado o puedes estar cualificado para ese trabajo. Pero yo le digo, basado en la experiencia, no tengan miedo en eso porque por mi experiencia sucede, y si tú puedes estar en este trabajo te lo van a decir, si no puedes, no. Pero si necesitas ayuda y una consejería en eso, déjenme saber. También hablé brevemente de la importancia que es de tener documentación militar guardada en un sitio seguro. Hablé de las 214, hablé también de certificados de nacimiento, de pólizas de seguro. ¿Por qué esta información es tan importante? Y traje el ejemplo de nuestro hermano Babón, que un compañero de trabajo que trabaja con nosotros también, no voy a decir el nombre obviamente por respeto, pero le pudo ayudar obviamente a buscar una de esta información. ¿Qué sucede? Si uno de estos familiares falla, ¿verdad? O nosotros fallamos y nuestro familiar tiene que lidiar con esta situación, ellos no van a tener la mente para encontrar esta documentación. Y yo les recomiendo a ustedes que pongan todo esto en un sitio seguro y que hablen con un familiar o alguien que sea cercano y que le digan, mira, esta documentación está en este lugar, si a mí o yo fallo, ¿verdad? Que nadie quiere hablar de estas cosas, pero son importantes. Búscate esta información y esto va a ayudar a mi familiar para que ustedes lidien con lo que van a lidiar. Les digo otra vez, las 214, pólizas de seguro, certificados de matrimonio, todas esas cosas son bien importantes, testamentos, todo eso es bien importante. ¿Ok? Vamos a empezar rapidito en los términos de lo que es USA Jobs, ¿verdad? Y tengo un PowerPoint aquí, voy a ir bien rapidito, ¿verdad? Entonces está hablando de aquí de cómo utilizar el website, ¿verdad? Y básicamente, para cubrir parte de lo que cubrí en inglés, es los parámetros, cómo uso este website. Entonces una de las cosas que podemos hacer es buscar trabajo en lo que se llama el Search Engine. Podemos buscar trabajo por agencia, podemos buscar trabajo por trabajo en específico. Puse el Mission Support, que es como si fuera secretarial o soporte, apoyo, que para los militares es básicamente el S1, ¿verdad? Trabajo así. Pero entonces tú puedes buscar el trabajo, obviamente, por diferente. Lo puedes buscar por la agencia también que está buscando trabajo. Hay diferentes categorías que puedes buscar por ese trabajo. Si estás buscando trabajos de law enforcement, tú sabes, también hay palabras específicas, te puedo ayudar en eso también. Entonces también aquí es la elegibilidad del trabajo, si son competitivos, no competitivos. También hablé de preferencia de veterano, que en inglés se llama lo que se llama VRA, y eso en inglés Veteran Recruitment Appointment Announcement, y esto le da preferencia a los veteranos a competir por estas posiciones, y ese lenguaje está escrito en la vacante en USA Jobs. ¿Y cómo uno cualifica para esto? Pues aquí dice si ha servido en una campaña o eres veterano de guerra, o si tienes la medalla que se dice el Global War on Terrorism, la medalla de terrorismo. Entonces también si estuviste 3 años, te separaste como un discharge honorable, tú sabes, si no te metiste en problemas en todas estas palabras. Eso es bien importante porque algunos veteranos aplican por aplicaciones y no saben cuáles son los parámetros y no saben cómo aplicar y no saben cuáles son sus derechos o cuáles son sus entitlements, ¿verdad? Aquí específicamente hay unos trabajos del Departamento del Ejército, si no me equivoco, y en este es el ejemplo que tiene esta transparencia. Las opciones, cuán lejos quiere buscar el trabajo, los parámetros, 20 millas aquí en este caso. Este es el trabajo que esta persona está buscando y que se vio. Entonces aquí empezamos a ver lo que se llama el Job Overview. Y estaba hablando del resumen porque en el Job Overview y en los requerimientos del trabajo es que tú empiezas a poner en tu resumen ese lenguaje para que cualifique para el trabajo. Aquí te habla de la posición, de qué tipo de posición, cuál es el nivel de paga, que en este caso es el GS Level, ¿verdad? Cómo cualificar para ese nivel, si necesitas educación, si puedes utilizar una combinación de educación y experiencia militar, eso también lo puedes hacer. ¿Quién puede aplicar? Hablé también posiciones que son con preferencia a veteranos. Aquí habla del trabajo que vas a hacer, los duties, y hablan específicamente los requerimientos, y ahí es que puedes utilizar esto para tu resumen, para que obviamente tu resumen esté preparado para ese trabajo que estás aplicando. Las cualificaciones otra vez, aquí va por nivel, el GS5, el GS5, o si vas a aplicar para otra posición más alta. Aquí es cómo aplicar. Hablé también que obviamente tienes que crear una cuenta para obviamente navegar en esta página. Crear una cuenta, la documentación que tienes que poner en la vacante, ¿ok? Como las 214, como las transcripciones de la educación de la universidad. Puedes hacer 2 resúmenes, puedes hacer uno que tú mismo lo haces y ya lo tienes, te puedo ayudar con eso también, o también puedes hacer un resumen en el sistema, ¿ok? Esas son las 2 maneras que puedes hacer. No voy a hablar mucho de cómo hacer el resumen en el sistema porque no quiero tomar mucho tiempo, ¿ok? Este es el proceso de la aplicación. Ahí habla de las transcripciones del colegio, de la universidad, la 214, si tienes ninguna discapacidad. Las SF50 son si ya has estado en un trabajo civil y eso lo produce el sistema. Todavía estamos en el proceso. El cuestionario es básicamente basado en diferentes agencias y cada agencia tiene su cuestionario diferente, y eso te va a traer a otra website, y ahí entonces empieza a contestar las preguntas. Vamos por aquí, el proceso después que aplicas, que básicamente es que ven las aplicaciones en recursos humanos, ven los mejores cualificados basado en tu educación y los requerimientos, y esta experiencia militar también te ayuda. Ellos dan una lista de consideración para que empiecen a hacer el proceso y empiecen a eliminar personas que no cualificaron. En este proceso te va a llegar correspondencia de los resultados. Si no te encontraron entre los mejores cualificados, pues obviamente te lo van a decir. Y quiero también hacer una pauta aquí, que cuando tú aplicas para lo que se llama un entry level position, una posición de entrada, para decirlo así traducido, Esas son posiciones que algunas veces tiene que tomar un examen, por ejemplo, la frontera, Border Patrol, ¿ok? La Border Patrol, la patrulla fronteriza. Eso se llama un entry level position, ¿sabes? Y algunas veces la ponen para todos, para los ciudadanos, también dan preferencia a VRA, pero entonces tienes que tomar un examen y en todo este proceso te empieza a llegar correspondencia, ¿ok? De si pasaste el examen, qué oposiciones están abiertas, si tienes un background investigation que tienes que pasar. Todo esto va a ser el proceso. Algunos procesos se tardan más que otros. Estaba hablando aquí cuando estaba hablando en inglés que aquellos que todavía están en la milicia ahora, mis hermanos, se lo digo con todo corazón, apliquen por lo menos 1 año a 1 año y medio antes de que se le acabe el contrato. Porque algunos de estos trabajos llevan tiempo, pero no pierdes absolutamente nada en aplicar y dejar que el proceso surja y siga hacia adelante. Yo le voy a hacer un ejemplo bien rapidito. Yo estaba en una academia de law enforcement, yo trabajé para el departamento de energía, eso es parte de mi background. Y nosotros, no puedo hablar mucho del trabajo porque hay mucha confidencia en este trabajo, pero era un law enforcement, tú sabes, un trabajo de policía. Pero mientras yo estaba en la academia, ya yo había aplicado para aduana, ¿ok? Entonces, una cita médica, estaba en la academia de un trabajo y busqué la manera de ir a la otra cita. So, mi punto es que hay maneras, obviamente, y no pierdes absolutamente nada. Pero si no lo haces, entonces pierdes una oportunidad de tener un buen trabajo. Ese es el proceso. Algunos trabajos te van a ofrecer lugares que sabes yo tú no quieres ir. Después que esté en el trabajo puedes pedir transfer. Esa fue mi experiencia. En este trabajo, por ejemplo, era con el departamento del ejército. Y vamos ahora a ir al sistema vivo, ¿ok? Hice unos ejemplos aquí de algunos trabajos. Déjame ver si le puedo dar para atrás. De Mission Support Specialist, ¿ok? Esto es un trabajo para darle un ejemplo, ¿ok? Como le dije, Mission Support, para compararlo con trabajo del ejército, es básicamente secretarial o papeleo. Este trabajo aquí, cuando yo me meto, ¿verdad? Entonces empiezo a ver las cualificaciones, ¿ves? En este caso, esta posición está abierta para personas que están en la agencia o personas que están en transición, career transitional, ¿ok? Entonces aquí tú empiezas a ver el overview de la posición, cuál es el grado, cuáles son los requerimientos, las cualificaciones. Entonces tú empiezas a ver ahí todas las cualificaciones y por eso que le digo que es importante que usted vea esto para entonces hacer su resumen. En otras palabras, yo no puedo poner aquí en esta vacante un resumen que sea de un background en la milicia de comunicaciones, por decirlo así. ¿Sabe? Yo tengo que buscar de la manera de coger ese resumen y aplicarlo a la posición que le estoy aplicando. Y entonces en la milicia, la transición o el vocabulario, el lenguaje que se utiliza, tiene que ser diferente porque si tú sabes de comunicaciones y radio, si sabes de computadora, que muchos aprendemos mucho de computadora, eso es una destreza, pero cómo tú la pones en un resumen, y en eso te puedo ayudar con eso. Aquí básicamente vuelvo y te digo, es las cualificaciones, todo lo que necesitas saber acerca del trabajo. También te indica dónde hay posiciones abiertas. Si ven aquí dice que hay 3 posiciones y le puedes dar ahí y te dice dónde son las posiciones, ¿ok? Te dice aquí el salario también, cuándo empieza y cuándo se cierra la posición o la vacante en el sistema. También hice otra aquí que era de agente especial, ¿ok? Y esto es con el servicio secreto y esta está abierta ahora mismo y esta posición sube hasta un GS13. Entonces aquí vemos que esta está abierta para el público, ¿ok? Obviamente como veterano también puedes aplicar para esta posición. Entonces vemos aquí que hay 97 localizaciones abiertas. ¿Por qué yo digo esto? Cada posición es diferente, tienes que ver qué posición tú cualificas, cuáles son los requerimientos, cuáles son los requerimientos también de edad, porque esta posición aquí es un entry level position, como le dije anteriormente. Entonces, tenemos que ver todas las cualificaciones, todos los requerimientos para entonces nosotros tener ese resumen y asegurarnos que tenga todo documentado para poder cualificar para la posición. Te dice el tipo de serie que es una 1811, que son básicamente investigaciones, y hay diferentes series. Eso es básicamente el tipo de educación. Eso es básicamente por encima. No quiero ir en muchos detalles. ¿Por qué estoy haciendo esto? Bueno, porque quiero ayudar a aquellos que todavía están en servicio o los que no están en servicio, civiles, que tienen educación o que tienen alguna experiencia, porque esto no es para veteranos nada más, que quieran aplicar para un trabajo federal. Hay algunos requerimientos como educación. Hay mucha gente que tiene bachillerato que cualifica para muchos de estos trabajos y no lo sabe o no saben cómo hacer el resumen para aplicar para estos trabajos. Estoy ayudando, ok, le puedo ayudar con el resumen, le puedo ayudar en el proceso de cómo aplicar en el website. Si necesitas alguna ayuda, déjame saber, estamos aquí para servirles, para ayudarles. Cada trabajo es diferente, tiene diferentes requerimientos. Para aquellos que todavía están en servicio, no se limiten tampoco en la edad, porque hay trabajos, por ejemplo, con veteranos, el departamento de veteranos, que no tienen requerimiento de edad, ¿ok? So, no se limiten por eso. También con CIS, con la oficina de inmigración que hace aplicaciones, o también hay posiciones de asilo de las personas que hacen los asilos políticos o las aplicaciones. So, hay un sinnúmero de trabajos que tú puedes aplicar y que no requieres de una edad. Y esto te daría no solamente el ingreso que traes en el ejército y los beneficios, tendrías otro trabajo con otro ingreso por encima del que estás generando y tienes también los beneficios. So, quiero que piensen en eso. Yo sé que alguna gente, yo sé que Campos todavía está en servicio, Caban todavía está en servicio. Yo sé que Caban y nosotros hemos hablado de esto muchas veces. Si necesitan alguna ayuda, por favor, déjenme saber. Me pueden enviar un mensaje. Estamos aquí para ayudarlo. De verdad que le doy gracias. Miren a aquellos que de verdad necesitan ayuda. Le pueden referir mi información. Estamos aquí para ayudarles. De verdad que le doy muchas gracias de permitir llegar hasta sus hogares. Vamos a seguir para adelante. Me falta poco, gracias a Dios, para retirarme completamente y de verdad, de corazón, esto es lo que quiero hacer. Mi esposa y yo estamos planificando, tú sabes, estar más envueltos en ministerio, pero también tenemos este plan para ayudar a personas. Eso es lo que queremos hacer. Queremos ayudar a personas. Y quiero dedicar mi tiempo a ayudar personas, veteranos, a ayudar personas. Y de verdad, de corazón, quiero ayudar personas. Hay muchos veteranos que no tienen dónde dormir ahora mismo, que sirvieron a este país y no tienen los beneficios que ellos se ganaron, pero es porque no saben cómo usar el sistema. Y no es culpa de ellos, porque le doy un ejemplo: personas que sirvieron en Vietnam, personas que no tuvieron mucho entrenamiento en cómo usar el sistema y ahora todo es computarizado. Esas son las cosas que suceden y no es que sea culpa de ellos, pero desafortunadamente así es el sistema. Pero muy buenas noches, Dios los bendiga, seguiremos adelante. Si tienen alguna pregunta, por favor, déjenme saber. Si quieren algún tópico en específico, también déjenme saber. Vamos a seguir hablando de tópicos más adentrados, y si quieren saber de otros trabajos también, podemos hacer la diligencia de buscar información. Son muy buenas noches otra vez, Sargento Mayor retirado de comando ex Centeno. Cójanlo suave y Dios les bendiga, hermano. Ok, bye bye.